I want most games to succeed, even if it's not a title for me and I think that it looks bad. I want people to enjoy the product that people put a lot of time and effort into. But unfortunately, there are some people within the industry who just don't understand that not everything can be a smashing success, that sometimes the concept of your game or your product just doesn't click with the audience you expected it to. And now the MindsEye CEO is claiming that there's a concerted effort to trash the game ahead of its release and that there are tons of bots farming, posting negative comments and dislikes. And to top that off, the developers' executives have actually left the studio a week before release. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, not every single game can be a smashing success. Sometimes people just see a title and they're not really that excited for it. And hey, the reason why developers put out teasers and trailers is so that people can judge them. And sometimes you just end up not enjoying it, leaving a dislike and maybe a troll comment, and then moving on with your life. But there are people out there who cannot accept that. And now it seems that the CEO is claiming that there is a massive campaign against this game. But to top that off, we also have the executives leaving the studio, which doesn't bode well for this title. Now, this is a game that I thought looked pretty decent. It seemed maybe a little bit bland throughout the teasers and trailers, but sometimes, unfortunately, developers just don't really know how to market their game, and then it comes out and it's actually really good. I was going to give this a chance, but now we're hearing all of this very questionable news. The article says, with less than 2 weeks remaining until the June 10th launch of MindsEye, the upcoming action game from the former Grand Theft Auto producer Leslie Benzies, Build a Rocket Boy studio co-CEO Mark Gerard, has stirred up controversy by claiming there's a concerted effort to trash the game and the studio being financed by, well, someone. Now, obviously, we are talking about the social media age, where if people see something, they will leave a dislike, they will comment on it, they will meme on it, and they will troll on it. Does that mean that there is a wave of hatred or harassment being levied towards you or your product? No. Does that mean that there is some massive hate campaign against your title? No. It is very hard to believe that there is like a concerted effort to trash the game in the studio by someone when we're not getting any information. Like, if they came out and they had some sort of like link to another company or an individual, that would be something, but there's nothing here. Gerard's commentary began on May 27th with a response to a user on MindsEye Discord who asked if the people who reacted negatively to what's been seen of the game so far were financed by someone, and Gerard replied with 100% doesn't take much to guess who. Now, my assumption would be that they're pointing to Rockstar, because these are former Rockstar Games producers, right? They did work on Grand Theft Auto. That's what I would deduce by this statement, but also they probably just don't want to get sued. I mean, we're talking about a massive entity here, though I just don't really know if it would be worth it to Rockstar. Now, I'm not trying to bring this studio down or these developers down, but I had not even remembered that this game existed until like 3 weeks ago when they started being vocal about this so-called backlash that they were facing. I feel like the majority of people probably didn't even remember that this existed, and we're only a couple of days away from release now. So take all of this into consideration. He says individuals, be it content creators or otherwise, have been paid off to criticize MindsEye. No, I never said that, but then added, I do know that there are bot farms posting negative comments and dislikes. I actually tried to go over to their social medias and like their YouTube channels to see how massively they were getting ratioed, because if there's like, I don't know, 100,000 views and 98% of them are dislikes or something, well, then yeah, that seems extremely fishy. I couldn't find any videos of theirs that were being massively negatively ratioed. Even taking a look at this trailer that released 9 days ago on IGN's YouTube channel, 429,000 views, it's being positively received. 9.3K likes to 2.6K dislikes. And if you've never seen this game, again, it does look pretty good. Does it look like the best game I've absolutely ever seen? No. Looks maybe a tad generic, though I think that I'd probably still get at least some fun out of this experience. I hate how he talks about how he's like the best in the world at what he does, and yet he's just walking in the middle of a street. That's a little bizarre to me, but I couldn't find some like overly negative response to this game except for what they're claiming. Here's another upload, 152,000 views, 2K likes to only 612 dislikes. There is a trailer over on PlayStation's YouTube channel from 3 months ago, 545,000 views, 12K likes to 2.2K dislikes. Something here to me personally is just really not adding up. I mean, their official trailer 3 months ago, 3 million views, 5.5K likes to 576 dislikes. I am not saying that they are completely wrong. Maybe there is just something that I'm missing, but this seems like bullshit to me. It seems like they're trying to drum up controversy and discussion about this game so that it sells better in a couple of days. And maybe this will work. Maybe it is a good marketing strategy for them. I'm not buying it when they say that there's a bot farm posting negative comments and dislikes, because I would definitely have found like a massively ratioed video at this point. I spent a lot of time looking and I just couldn't find it. And we also have the developers' executives leaving the studio a week before release. This to me screams problems, that they know that it's going to come out. It's probably going to be a financial failure. These people don't want to have their names attached to it anymore. So the marketing campaign that they tried with the bot farm comments didn't work. The executives are like, yeah, this isn't going to make money. And they want to create as much distance as possible before release. Because 2 executives from Build a Rocket Boy, the studio behind MindsEye, have left the company just 1 week before the game's launch. The information was shared by Riley Grabner, the former chief legal officer. That's not good. In addition to Riley, Paul Bland, the former chief financial officer, also not good, departed the studio. He had been with Build a Rocket Boy for 2 years. As expected, news of 2 executives leaving so close to a game's release has raised concerns amongst fans, as such departures are highly unusual at this stage in the development. And to make the situation even worse, even more controversial, both exits occurred 1 week after the studio CEO suggested that there's an active campaign against the game. Maybe this will come out and maybe it will be phenomenal, though right now I'm just calling bullshit. I just don't see a way that there is some kind of like a major concerted effort, and most people seem to agree. This is the Insider Gaming Post. I mean, Minimal Effort said this is some grade A cope. Even if it's true, this is still not a good way to handle it. When you're an underdog, you don't whine about being an underdog. You focus on doing the best job you can. Definitely a way to instill confidence in your product. How to bury yourself. The graphics look good. Everything else is just meh. Yeah, it just seems very generic to me. And hey, I will give it a chance. I will give it a shot. Maybe it will end up being really fun and a really enjoyable experience, though right now I don't have a lot of confidence in this, and clearly the studio doesn't have a lot of confidence in it, given there are executives leaving left, right, and center right before launch, and you also have the CEO making these claims with absolutely no evidence to back it up. So I'll be keeping my eye on this game, though for now that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.